Well, two brothers separated by 4,000 kilometers have just struck gold in British Columbia's legendary Golden Triangle region. Jason and Matthew Schwartz spent months decoding clues and researching mining history before driving deep into the wilderness near Terrace, where as the sun set inside Kleanza Creek Provincial Park, they uncovered the Golden Triangle Regional Bonus Prize in the Northern Miners' Great Canadian Treasure Hunt. Jason, Matthew, thanks very much and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, listen, 6 ounces of gold, I think valued around about 37,000 Canadian dollars at the moment. Jason, let's start with you. And we've got a lot to talk about, but that moment on the canyon, when you heard your brother yell, "I found it," what went through your mind?
I was actually in quite a bit of disbelief. We have been looking around that area for quite some time, and multiple elevations in the area. My brother was on the lower elevation. I was on the upper elevation, retracking some of our steps, putting our hands in different holes and tree trunks and you name it, just to try to figure out, if we were even in the area. And I was more pleasantly surprised to hear him yell out. And again, I was in complete disbelief. And I went over to the edge of the cliff to see where he was, and sure enough, he was really quite excited, and we made sure we came and embraced each other quite quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine the thrill. Matthew, your brother says, we were speaking yesterday, that this whole thing started months ago with late night clue solving between Toronto and Prince George. How serious did this treasure hunt become for the two of you?
At first, it wasn't a serious thing. I just wanted to spend some time with my brother. It was his big banner year. He's turning 50 this year. So I wanted to spend some time with him. I thought this would be a fun way to spend a week together. But once we started rolling with digging into history and digging into mining logic, poem logic, it got exciting. It really did.
And I love that backstory there, Jason. I mean, this was meant to be part of a birthday celebration, part adventure. And then you have this treasure hunt. At what point did you realize, hang on, we might actually have something here?
Again, you had mentioned we had been talking back and forth and deciphering different clues and doing our research and trying to understand what was happening. But the more that I was researching, the more my brother was researching. And then when we brought our information together, there was such an overlap in certain things that we knew that we had the area. We just weren't exactly sure the specifics, until we actually got there and were able to map it out a little bit further. But it all led to this wonderful experience. And again, a very memorable 50th birthday for me now. I have quite a bit, as soon as my brother turns 50, I don't know what I'm going to do to celebrate with him.
Right.
Matthew, take us inside that search, right? You were walking through Kleanza Creek Provincial Park. I believe your brother was on the other end, and you were sticking your hands into holes and all of these little small mini caves, watching the sun go down across you. What was that atmosphere like?
It was exhilarating. I didn't really know what to expect once I was there on site. I was running the logic through my head the whole time. I was looking for a certain bend in the trail. I was looking for a forgotten path. And after 4 or 5 attempts, as the sun was going down, I even said to myself, listen, this is going to be a reconnaissance. We're just going to get some pictures. We're going to get the feel of the place. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow. And literally one of the last places I checked, there it was. It was just right there.
Yeah, amazing. What you saw, was it what you expected to see? Because, I spoke to Jason yesterday, and he told me the thing that caught your eye was that it just seemed unnatural what you were looking at, and that made you pursue that even further.
Yeah, it was literally a hole that I did not want to explore. It looked looked like it could have something in there that I may not want to encounter. But when I shined a flashlight in it, there was an object in there that was just perfect, something nature couldn't produce. And I had to reach my hands in and see what it was.
I mean, anyone could answer the next one here. I'm just curious to know how the decoding process was. What I mean by that is that many people watch this interview and ask themselves, is this thing really difficult to crack? I mean, what do we have to go through to actually find this gold? Just take us through the process. Was that a difficult thing to sort of decode?
I would say yes. I started off with the video that the Northern Miner sent out. I decoded Kleanza from that video, and with my brother, we worked on the only trail that was at the park, and some history as well. We found, maybe Jason can jump in here.
Yeah, a lot of the historical documents surrounding the prospector piece, the indigenous people's piece in that area, and really looking beyond just what was given to us by Northern Miner, but doing some fact finding and local history to understand truly the area and how it was founded and why people went there.
Look, you finding the gold is one thing, but Jason, one of the striking things here is that this wasn't just about gold, was it? I mean, it was about two brothers reconnecting after, years apart. Does the memory of the trip now almost outweigh the value of the prize itself, dare I ask?
Yeah, if I had hair on my head, I'd be standing up. I just so excited the fact that we were able to spend this time together. And like you alluded, I was trying to actually think. I said probably 20 years, but it's probably been 30 years that my brother and I have actually spent this much time together. We both have our own lives, different parts of the country, of course, where we stay connected. But to truly have this experience, and it was a needle in a haystack, quite honestly. We went out with the intention of, we're going to explore, we're going to enjoy our time together, we're going to see a lot of sites between Prince George and Terrace, and sure enough, we did, but yet we found the gold at the end of the rainbow, if you will.
Yeah. Matthew, I mean, and this is for you, Jason, as well. I mean, you guys come from different sort of career backgrounds here, right? I mean, an educator on the one side in terms of Jason, and then you work in the navigation technology space. Surely the skills had to play their part in finding this thing here?
Yeah, I think my way of thinking is a little more logical, perhaps, than my brother. So I was diving in the logic of everything. I was looking for certain marks once I was out on the field, and learning about mining as well. Going into this, I didn't have a lot of knowledge about mining. Coming out of it, I feel like I know so much more. There was a story we found of Joel Troelsen. Mm-hmm. He was a placer miner about 100 years ago. And he would, with a copper wire, dig the moss out of the rocks around Kleanza Creek and find little bits of gold. And I don't know, that struck a chord with me. And the trails that he maintained were from, I believe it was the Cassier Hydraulic Mining Company, that had bench cuts into the canyon walls and set up their equipment. It was, I don't know, using that logic, that history with the poem, it led us to exactly where we wanted to go.
Well, look, and finally, as we wrap up, I mean, honestly, now that you've proven this treasure hunt is real, are the Schwartz brothers officially going after that mega $1 million grand prize next? I mean, you're not putting your tools down, are you, I would imagine?
No. I would say not. We're very eager to go that next step. It'll just be time. As you pointed out, we both have careers, families, and now we just need to carve out more time to start that next search for the big one.
Well, listen, congratulations and all the luck for the big one if you pursue it. I'm sure you would. Jason, Matthew, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Devan.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you.